And the Supreme Court would hear today a batch of petitions, including the one of AIMIM leader Assaduddin Owaisi against the constitutional validity of the Waqf Amendment Act. The amended law has now drawn criticism from several political leaders, religious organizations and civil rights groups who argued that it infringes on fundamental rights and alters the character of the Waqf properties. I want to go across to our colleague who's joining us right now, Riyanka. Riyanka, the Supreme Court is going to hear so many petitions today challenging the Waqf Amendment Act. And this is going to be a long list of petitions. We can expect the petition of Assaduddin Owaisi to be one of those petitions as well. If you could take our viewers through latest coming in, and what can we expect next now in this story?
That's right, Shivangi. We have in fact seen that there has been a huge opposition and a huge leg of protests around the country over the Waqf Amendment Bill, in fact, which has now turned into an act after the assent from the president. Now, what we see that there have been several petitions that were in fact filed in the Supreme Court, above 10 petitions that were in fact filed in the Supreme Court, which demanded that there has to be a hearing. They said that this particular, bill is controversial, and it is unconstitutional, and it is discriminatory for the Muslims. Now, today, the Supreme Court at around 2 p.m. is what we're understanding, will be hearing all the petition. That also includes one of the petition of AIMIM chief Assaduddin Owaisi, who continues to maintain that it is an unconstitutional law brought in order to discriminate against the Muslims and take away their, federal rights. On the other hand, we have also seen that there have been several petitions filed from the side of All India Muslim Personal Law Board, Jamaatul Ulema, as well as several opposition parties, including there have been petitions from the Congress, from the Aam Aadmi Party. So all these will be taken up together at around 2 p.m. A 3-judge bench of the Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, will be, listening to all these petitions. Although the Supreme Court had earlier said that they will not trespass into the matters, of the legislator, but it being the topmost authority will, in fact, has decided to look up into the matter, because there has been several petitions which have been filed. There has been widespread protest. One of such which had happened in West Bengal, wherein 3 people had died. So situation is already grim across the country over the Waqf Amendment Bill. So which is why the Supreme Court today at around 2 p.m. will be taking note and hearing. And it is very important as we keep an eye on all the important observations that the Supreme Court has. What will happen next is something we need to see, whether the Supreme Court comes in favor of, whether it is a relief for all those who have, filed petitions, or whether it is a win-win situation for the government. That is something that needs to be, observed after 2 p.m. when the bench hears all the matters.